It's now time for Trivia Tracks with yours truly, Price Robertson. This edition of Trivia Tracks is brought to you by Ouachita Valley Respiratory Care, where you can breathe a little easier, and Beth Smith at Edward Jones. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC. Her 32 romance novels, all of which appeared on the New York Times bestsellers list, have sold more than 500 million copies and have been translated into 40 languages. 8 of her novels have been adapted for the screen, either as films or TV miniseries. Jackie Collins was the younger sister of Dame Joan Collins. Born in London on October 4, 1937, Jackie attended Francis Holland School, an independent day school for girls in London, and was expelled at age 15. During this period, she reportedly had a brief affair with a then 29-year-old Marlon Brando. In 1956, she visited her older sister, then based in Los Angeles. She returned to London after failing to gain a U.S. work permit to enable her to be groomed for stardom at 20th Century Fox. She began acting in British B-movies, then made appearances in such TV series as Danger Man, later refurbished as Secret Agent and The Saint. She married her first husband, Wallace Austin, in 1960. The marriage ended 4 years later, due in large part to Austin's drug problem. Collins eventually gave up her acting career, although she did play briefly on the television series Minder in 1980. Her first book, The World is Full of Married Men, published in 1968, became a bestseller. However, it caught the ire of critics, including Collins' fellow romance novelist Barbara Cartland, who called the book nasty, filthy, and disgusting. Her second novel, 1969's The Stud, also made the bestseller list. During the 1970s, more novels followed, including Sunday Simmons and Charlie Brick, her first novel to be set in the United States. Love Had, her first foray into organized crime, and The World is Full of Divorced Women, unrelated to her first novel. She also began writing for the big screen, such as the screenplay for the movie version of The Stud, and an original screenplay not based on any of her novels for the film Yesterday's Hero. In the 1980s, Collins and her family moved to Los Angeles on a full-time basis, where she would continue to write about the rich and famous. She said, "If you wish to be successful, there is a place you should be at a certain time," and Los Angeles in the 1980s was it. That decade, she churned out more successful novels, including Chances, which introduced one of her best-known characters, Lucky Santangelo, Rockstar, and especially Hollywood Wives, which sold over 15 million copies, and it was adapted into a TV miniseries in 1985. Although credited as a creative consultant, Collins later stated that she was never consulted during production and that she did not agree with some of the casting choices. In the ensuing decades, she continued to write more novels, including some with Lucky Santangelo. She also wrote and co-produced the television miniseries Lucky Chances, which combined her first 2 Lucky Santangelo novels and starred Nicolette Sheridan in the lead role and Sandra Bullock. In 1992, Collins lost her husband of 26 years, Oscar Lerman, to prostate cancer. The couple had 2 daughters, Tiffany and Rory. Her previous marriage saw the birth of her first daughter, Tracy, in 1961. In 1998, she jumped on the TV talk show bandwagon with Jackie Collins Hollywood, which was not a success. That same year, she lost her fiancé, business executive Frank Calzanini, to a brain tumor. She said that what got her through the tragedies of losing 2 loved ones was celebrating their lives as opposed to dwelling on their deaths. In 2000, she appeared in a TV commercial for Charles Schwab, and in 2013, she was appointed Officer of the Order of the British Empire for services to fiction and charity. A few years earlier, she was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer, but kept her illness almost entirely to herself. The cancer took her life on September 19, 2015, 2 weeks before her 78th birthday. A year before her death, Collins published the Lucky Santangelo Cookbook. Till next time, I'm Price Robertson. Amazed by today's trivia? Then join me every Monday through Friday morning for Trivia Tracks on Fox Sports Camden 97.1.